All right, next we have MAO basics, a max allowable offer. So this is the number that keeps deals profitable. So if you understand this formula and that understand the formula and never make an offer without running it, we're going to do a lot of that. We're going to do all of this for the most part, but just so you understand what it is and where it comes from. So the concept, what MAO is, why it exists, and why you cannot skip it. So our wholesaler formula, you're going to take ARV times 70% minus repairs minus the assignment fee, and that equals our that doesn't necessarily equal our offer to the seller, but and I'll explain why. But more or less, it equals our offer to the seller. So ARV after repair value, what is it? It's what the property is worth after it's fully renovated. So this is based on comparable properties within half a mile radius, the last 6 months. It's a similar size and bed bath count, and it's also brick to brick, frame to frame. So we'll take care of the ARV. Next, we have 70%. What is 70%? So this 30% margin covers the buyer profit, so 10 to 20%, and then holding costs, agent fees, closing costs, and unexpected overruns. So it's what makes the deal work for the buyers. Now, some people are comfortable, and some investors are comfortable buying at 75%. Others are comfortable buying at 65%. But we underwrite this at ARV times 70% minus repairs minus the assignment fee equals our offer. So repairs. We just went over the presentation on repairs. But basically, it's what it costs to bring the property to market ready condition. So I like to say 2026 standards. So it comes from what the seller discloses, and it's always ranges, never exact. Then we have our assignment fee. This is our profit. So we target a minimum $25,000 assignment fee. That's what we make. So what you're going to do is you're going to subtract this from the MAO to get the offer to the seller. So this is why our offer is always well below ARV times 70% minus repairs. And we might kind of fudge these numbers a little bit because they're all made up numbers anyway. So we might do ARV times 65% and we think the repairs are 80. We might just give us a buffer. We might say the repairs are 110 minus, let's say we want to make a 45K assignment fee. So as you start to move these numbers, the number starts to get much, much wider. So how do you calculate MAO? So again, we'll do all this for you, but just so you understand how it works, we're going to pull comps to find ARV. Basically, we're looking for sold properties within half a mile, so proximity. The last 6 months, we're going to look at similar size and bed bath count, and then we're going to look for renovated homes, and that's your ARV. Then we're going to multiply by the 70%. Then we're going to subtract repairs from that number and use what the seller told you. So roof, HVAC plus cosmetic might be $35,000. And then you're going to subtract our assignment fee. So subtract repairs. This is the investor's MAO. So the most they'll pay for this is 140, assuming $35,000 in rehab and a 250 back end. So now we want to subtract our assignment fee. So $115,000 is what we'd like to get the property for. Now, keep in mind that if we offer 115,000, typically they're going to want to negotiate. So we might say like the first offer is 80, and then our max offer is $115,000. So here's a few examples. So 220 ARV times 70% minus 20K in repairs equals an investor offer is 134 minus our assignment, which means a $109,000 max offer for us. Now we might again start at 80, and if they negotiate up, we have 30 grand to play around with. So you have light rehab, moderate rehab, and heavy rehab. So you can see how 310 ARV once it's fixed up, if it needs $90,000 in repairs, like we got to pick this up for very cheap. And this property, realistically, let's say this 310, this property may be worth 200, 210, maybe 190, whatever it may be. So they're expecting to get 190 when it's like, hey, our offer is going to be $80,000. And they're not going to like that, but we need to be able to justify and say, look, this is how the team is looking at it, and at least explain to them. Our offers probably work 10% of the time, but we want to be able to make offers and justify and talk to sellers and build that rapport so they don't, at the very least, hang up on us. If we make the offer and they say no, that's business. That's how it works. But for the property to work for us, this is where we need to pick it up at. So here are some rules and common mistakes. So rules, we always want to have the MAO before the offer call. Of course, we don't want to just make an offer without knowing. Using recent comps, targeting a minimum. This is all stuff that we do. You want to be conservative on repairs. Again, that's what we do. We never want to offer above the investor MAO. It just doesn't work. And we tell them that, right? Be like, hey, we just can't pick it up for this number. But again, tie it back into motivation. And then if the seller's expectation is above our offer, and we'll kind of know what they're expecting. It doesn't matter what they say though, because at the end of the day, our numbers are number. Common mistakes is forgetting to subtract the assignment fee, using neighborhood feel instead of actual comps, using light repairs when the property has major issues, making an offer without running the numbers first. So these are all things that we do, right? Your responsibility is just to call, make the offer at what we tell you, and try to get the deal closed. So here are some exercises of just kind of like figuring out what an investor might pay for this and then what we would pay for this. So yeah, that's pretty much it.